I'm gonna wait for you, cause I want to talk to you. Want to holler at you. Want to get your morning started off right. Cause that's what we do. I'm getting your day started off right, getting your morning started off right before all of that stuff starts happening to you and everything becomes chaotic. I'm gonna be that voice that again reminds you of what's important, which the most important thing is you. You, and you. So I'm gonna wait for some people to trickle on in, and guess what? We gonna rap. We gonna talk. Hey, Miss Nick. Hey, Shelly. Shell. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're on Periscope. Good morning. Good to see you, my beautiful and gorgeous people. I love Mondays. I get excited about Mondays, but let me talk to you. Let me flip this thing around. Let me flip this thing around. Let me talk to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. And the thing that I really want to hone in on, talk about this morning, is stop being your own greatest blessing blocker. Oh, some folks don't need haters, because a lot of times those very same people who talk about having thousands upon millions of haters don't have a single one, but that one that's louder than everybody else and everything else is on the inside of your head that's preventing you from becoming greater, from becoming the person you were destined to be. And that voice on the inside, that's that voice that always reminds you of past failures and why you shouldn't do this and why you should stay in this bad relationship or you should stay at this dead-end job, and always remind you, well, it could be worse, instead of saying, well, it could be better, and all that other good stuff. Again, stop being your greatest blessing blocker. Stop listening to that negative voice that's on the inside of your head. See, for some people, that negative voice, if it was on a level, if it were on your little music thingy, it'd be at a 3. So for some, it's at a 3. If it was a stereo on the inside of your car, it'd be at a 3. But for some people, you have that thing on auto boost, and that thing is on 25, and it's louder than that voice that's trying to get you to where you need to be. Again, learn how to tune down and turn off that negative voice, because that negative voice is stopping you. At some point, you have to realize that that voice is not helping you and has not helped you at all. So again, stop blocking yourself and talking yourself out of your stuff, out of your gifts, out of your presence. God got some good stuff for you, but if you keep talking yourself out of it because you're insecure, or because you're at some point you say within yourself, I'm supposed to be here, but I'm not, and maybe it's not the Lord's will. Maybe it is the Lord's will. but you can't hear what the Lord's will is, because that voice and that detractor always talks you out of it. And it's blaring so loud you can't hear it. And this is the other part. And this is the number one reason you are your own blessing blocker. If you're not your own blessing blocker, this message isn't for you. But if you are your greatest adversary, the reason you are your greatest adversary is because you have a problem with being obedient. You scared all the time. So because you're scared all the time, you can't be obedient. God says, I need for you to move here, but you're afraid. Your blessings are here. I'll use Atlanta for a reference. Let's say you're somewhere else and God says, I need for you to move to Atlanta. You think to yourself, well, shoot, there are advantages to being in Atlanta. Shoot, there's a lot of successful people and a lot of successful things going on. Maybe this place is fertile ground for me versus me being somewhere else where I'm not growing, where things are not improving, my situation isn't improving. Maybe I need to, but I'm afraid. I'm scared. But what am I going to do? I don't have a place to stay. I don't have a job. I don't know anybody. But again, God told you to move. See, sometimes you just got to move and just go versus always psychoanalyzing everything. See, sometimes you can be so analytical to where you miss it. Because again, your blessing is there for X amount of time, X amount of period of time. So you don't have all day. It's not like your blessing just going to sit there like this. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wait for you 10, 15 years. No, it does not work that way. You have a window of time to get it done, or that window will close. Again, it goes back to you being obedient and moving. See, at some point you have to say, you know what, I'm going to really, we step out on faith just enough to say that we step out on faith, but it ain't really stepping out. We have stepped. It's kind of like we just tip our toe in the water, and if it's cold, boom, I'll stop. And then we use the cliches, well, maybe, what God has for me, it is for me. No, you haven't been all in. And until you go all in, you'll never have what God has for you. Again, you have to be all in. You have to be obedient. And again, stop waiting for God to change his mind. God told you to move. But it wasn't in the location where you're comfortable. So you say within yourself, well, I'll keep praying the same prayer, hoping God changes his mind. Maybe he'll make it closer for me because, shoot, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours away. Maybe if I keep praying the same prayer, maybe he'll move it closer to me so I don't have to go as far, so I can be a little bit more comfortable with the move. It does not work like that. I'll give you a great case in point. I had a person who moved from Tennessee, who believed in what I was doing so much, moved her family from Tennessee to Atlanta, and now she's making more money than she's ever made, and just bought a brand new car. Again, but if she was sitting there praying the same lame prayer that don't work, for a lot of y'all, please give me this, please give me that. And when God done told you, faith without works is dead. Again, you can have all the faith in the world, but if you don't have any action behind your faith, it's not going to work, because your works is your corresponding action to your faith. You got to move. Again, stop blessing blocking yourself and do what God told you to do. I know I'm talking to somebody, because I know somebody is probably thinking to themselves right now, it is a new year. The old stuff hadn't been working. Because see, sometimes when you sit down and you analyze your life and you cut down the noise and it's still and it's quiet, sometimes you can sit back and you can honestly see what's working and what's not working. And I have a feeling that a lot of y'all have assessed your lives and basically said, this is not working. I need to go to a fertile place. I need to start this business. I need to move from this area. I need to uproot my family so we'll have a chance. I know a lot of y'all are saying that right now, but again, you're afraid. Take the parking brake off, and if you're faithful, if you are truly faithful, you move. Because again, faith and fear can't occupy the same place full time. It's either you one or the other. Again, I'm begging you to take a chance on you. It's in the cards for you, but again, you have to do something. You have to be obedient. But again, you have to stop being your greatest blessing blocker, or you'll never get what you want. It's on you. But again, I'm just going to believe that at some point you're going to get fed up with your situation. I'm going to believe that you're going to get tired of the area, because one of the greatest reasons why I moved to Atlanta when I did. I was sitting in the living room one day and God had spoke to me. God had basically said, you know what, I'm about to promote you. We're about to do this, that, and the other, but I'm about to move you because your gift is greater than the area that you're serving. Now it's on you to make sure everybody gets the gift that you have. I got excited for a while until I realized that it required me to move from a safe place, because where I was living, everybody knew who I was. It was safe. It was comfortable. I had been there my whole life. I had known everybody. I had known the rhythm of the particular town, versus here to where I really didn't know nobody. You're talking about going from a place who had a few hundred, few thousand people to 4 or 5 million people. But again, I would not be speaking to you today had I stayed in the same place and not moved to a place that allowed me to grow as a person, both as a person financially. Found my woman down here. So again, be obedient. Get your stuff. Stop being afraid. Take the parking brake off, because you deserve it. This is your year if you do something. But again, faith without works is dead. So y'all be good. Love y'all. Let's get it.